Hello everybody and welcome to our Tuesday Values Assembly. For each other we, every day we, to improve we, together we will. Every single Stukeley day we focus on. Our Stukeley motto is, our Stukeley curriculum is, and 4 words that make the magic happen. Brilliant start. Right, in yesterday's Monday assembly, we talked about 6 ways to keep ourselves as safe as we can over the next few days, weeks and months. Today, we're going to talk just about hand washing. We've talked a lot about this in school, you've talked a lot about it at home, but today we're going to talk again in detail about how we wash hands. I know you've heard this all before, I know you've seen it all over the telly, but now, a couple of weeks after we started learning about it, it's easy to get lazy, it's easy to start ignoring the advice. So, hand washing, let's talk about it. But before that, let's sing a Beatles medley. Over to you. Okay, so hand washing, still as important as it ever was when the government started telling us about it a few weeks ago. We definitely spoke about this in assembly, and I know you've had lessons in school when you were in. I know your family will have talked about it at home. Let's have some reminders about what that looks like and what that should look like every single time we wash our hands. And as you all know, that should be a lot more than we're used to doing it. Okay, so soap and a small amount of warm water. Make sure you get loads of bubbles. Start off by going palm to palm. In fact, you can do these moves right now as I'm reading them through. So you go palm to palm. You then go back of the hands. So you go back of one hand and then you go back of the other hand. Must make sure you do both. Then you go in between the fingers. That's in between the fingers on one hand and then in between the fingers on the other hand. Back to the fingers and make sure you roll your knuckles into each of your palms. So roll the knuckles and the backs of the fingers into one hand, then roll the knuckles and the backs of the fingers into the other hand. Then you've got to go up and down both thumbs and wrists. Now the official guidance that I showed you a couple of weeks ago didn't have the wrists in. Mrs. Booth and Mr. Watley pointed that out, so I've added it in. So thumbs and wrists, and then to finish up, you've got to do the tips, the ends of your fingers on both hands. Now, we should all know that that whole thing should take about 20 seconds. And then you've got to dry your hands well. It's ideal if you can use paper towels or hand dryers and then throw the paper towel away. But I'm guessing that most people have got towels at home. Just make sure they're changed regularly. Now, all of that information, those 6 different things to remember when washing hands, the only thing that I've seen so far to help you remember that is about the length of time and maybe singing a song or singing different songs to remember. I've not seen anything to help you remember those 6 different ways, those 6 parts or sections, 6 different phases. I wonder if you can think of that while you're at home today at some point. I know you've got lots to think about, but can anybody think of a dance or some kind of little song or little mnemonic or little phrase to remember those 6 different parts of the hand wash process? If you've got any great ideas, tweet them in or email them in to me, head@stukeleymeadows.canvas.sch.uk. Be really good to see different ways we've got, because we are going to be needing to wash our hands this thoroughly and this much for a long time, perhaps even forever. So I need to make sure that everyone's got this in that long-term memory. Right, let's finish up with some shout-outs. Thank you, Grace, for your AR quiz. Mrs. Hunt was literally dancing around the room, as was Mrs. Boswell. Alex, great writing. Keep it up. I'm not going to forget that. Alicia, year 2, happy birthday for today. And happy birthday, Mrs. Page's dad, Eddie,
70 today. Eddie's one of our grounds morning heroes. He's painted and wallpapered across the school, and he loves the Beatles. So that song, that medley today was for him. Happy birthday, Eddie. Have a great day, everyone.
The big stuff.